I'm an incel. I'm insecure. I don't like women. I envy player men. No, those guys are promiscuous. I would never want to be them because they seduce women and they end up becoming women because they neglect their goals in a way to be all gaga around women. Or they dominate women, but that ends up neglecting their wife. So, how is that alpha if they're alpha? So, here's why you can trust me even though I'm not married, and who knows, maybe I am an incel. You can trust me because I do care about you and you getting your wife. And I would look out for your future daughters, your daughters. I would not seduce them. I would protect them from predatory people. That's what I'm doing right here with cancel dating. And what happens is, guys, take a look into here. Basically, women, the process is to celebrate femininity. Is you need a good father that protects you, or brothers, male guardians. And when women don't have that, they end up destroying themselves. When they have money and freedom, they use it to do what? They get pets, which is anti-human. They don't, instead of wanting kids, they use birth control, which no man would ever use birth control to affect his natural masculinity. And those are only two examples. I've got a video that explains a lot more. But basically, they become reprobate. Women are basically programmable. And they in the best way to see it is that they don't have the soul energy that men have. And the irony is, people say I don't like women, but I want to give my soul to a woman. I want to give my money and time to a woman, and my soul, and celebrate her flower and her femininity. But guess what? And her energetic black hole, because that's what women are. But black holes in the universe are powerful. And I would only want to give all that to a woman who was also equally committed and submitted to me. It's a mutual submission and mutual treating each other like you're your most valuable property or object. Because we are objects in this physical world. So now you're getting to see how complicated this issue is. Look, this is all from today, guys. This is all, and the key points I am going to be presenting are about debating. People, when they don't want to debate, here's what happens. They bully me, they insult me in the comments with emotional statements. And I think that's because they get badly influenced by the dark feminine. Like when guys are in school, like I used to be like this, a lot of us were. But when you're around women too much, you start to become like women. Okay? And that's a rejection of the femininity, because men, we have to be masculine. But look at all this, guys. So we're going to work through this, and then we'll take a final glance at this overall key points. But it's a lot. But it's the most important decision of your life. So what do you expect? All right. So why would you want to cancel dating? Guys, dating is premarital intimacy. It's polyamory. Women giving their body to a man without his commitment, yeah? And the man not, and the man's actually following the woman, because women lead by default since they have these emotions and that overtake, and they also have fast social skills. Fundamentally, a boyfriend is far from a husband. It's also unloving. Here's some adjectives. It's predatory, because the man's taking the woman's body and not giving commitment. It's unclean. It's also confusing, half-hearted. It's not scientific. It's inefficient, because marriage vetting is supposed to be about, okay, a man's ready for a woman. He talks to the woman initially, then he platonically to see if there's common interest, and he talks to the father. Then they do emails back and forth. Then the woman can talk about details like the man and the woman can talk about details like, do we have compatibility in more personal areas of our lives, including the bedroom? Dating is fake. It's also unsustainable because it doesn't lead to functional families. And it's the whole point is that these words, guys, are ambiguous. They're like relationships. Oh, I'm in a relationship. Oh, they're my significant other. Like what? That doesn't mean anything. In fact, dating, it was designed for married couples, and that would allow them to present themselves to the public. Like I was suggesting earlier, it's time to forget women's freedom and men's freedom, because we're existentially bound to each other. This is a physical realm, guys. And so there's got to be some roles and a plan to create polarity and end drama in marriages, and so you could have one decider leader. In unique cases, people can switch roles. Maybe the husband gets hurt or something happens, or maybe the woman's very dominant, but in most or in LGBT, but in most cases, men want to be masculine and women would be like to be in their feminine if possible. Basically, dating is not loving. It's about lust first, and life commitment and mutual plans come second. They're all about pleasure, not about marriage. And don't make it about, oh, well, we don't want to get legally married. Fine. You can still present yourself as married to the public, wear rings, and take the person have a name changed, the wife take the husband's last name. But the bottom line is, all this dating, it's going to create attachments and even comparisons and memories that are all unwanted. And actually, that's one of my other talking points here, is that what happens is these men, they're really disrespectful. What they do is they don't care about their fellow man. They're seducing other men's future wives. Maybe they're an attractive guy, but women aren't smart enough to recognize that this is what's happening, guys. Like, women are only giving themselves to a smaller percentage of the men, rather than be in the energy of love and be realistic and only give your body to a man who will commit to you. See, women think that if you have intimacy with them, that's the same as commitment, but it's almost the opposite. All right, so here's the deal, guys. Humans can create a sacred space for the natural feminine by playing the role of masculine husband, like I said, leader, and feminine wife, assistant. It's actually more courageous. Huge point here for a woman to be feminine whenever possible. And yeah, sometimes masculinity is necessary in public, like to do work. But in a perfect world, we should be able to, all the men work and then all the women work in a safer environment, like whether it's, and then in a way society is already set up like that. Like, women work as secretaries in hospitals and education, but the problem is that that's all controlled heavily by the government and by like lobbyists and people who all they care about is money. They don't care about health. They don't care about real education. All they want to do is program people so that they'll pay more in taxes, and the bureaucracy will continue. In fact, I want you guys to check out this critical video. It's called "What If Alt Hist?" The YouTube creator, and his video explaining the left. This will actually tie in a lot to what I'm talking about. Bottom line, guys, live for your spouse. All right, don't worry about what other people think about your body or what you want in life. Live for your spouse. All right, and when men respect each other's daughters, sister, and by the way, that means save your money and your energy for your future spouse. Don't give it to anyone else. And when they respect each other's sisters and future wives, and when men talk to the fathers and brothers and men of women before platonically vetting them, like I said, not dating, not romantic, but formal emails, like saying, hey, are we Do we want to be married? If we do all this, we're going to have trust reestablished in the world. I think that this is the number one problem right here, guys. And in the Bible, it talks about women being reprobate. And what that means to me is that women are not wanting a husband. They don't want a father. They don't want men to look out for them. And they end up giving themselves to predatory men. And the predatory men programmed them to say, hey, I want to give my body to you. That's freedom. Like, the left is destroying things, guys. And so, a wife, here's the thing. A wife and a homemaker and a helper, like, these are courageous roles. Like, as a woman, why would you want to, if you do want to have children, why would you want to pay other people to raise your kids, put your daughters in potentially dangerous environments with predators in school, and why would you want to pay somebody to clean your house and cook your family meals? Like, those are supposed to be the activities where you put your spiritual energy and you work. It's not like you're working for your husband. It's like you're working for your family. It's working for, like as a woman, that it's you and your husband both agree that, hey, this is the lifestyle we like, and let's work together to do it. So you're not like working for your husband, you're working for the whole lifestyle. Bottom line is, let's see, any other final points here? Oh yeah, here's a major one. This idea of consent. Like, what players and predatory men would say is, oh, the woman wanted it. But women are up and down. They are emotional and not always rational. So what they want, like I said, can destroy them. And they do destroy themselves. And just because somebody consents to something doesn't mean it's moral. It doesn't mean it's unhygienic. It doesn't mean it's hygienic. It doesn't mean it's social. And Rachel Wilson, Miss Rachel Wilson, Andrew Wilson's wife, she talks about these ideas of. She's really good at these concepts. Any final thoughts here? I've covered a lot. So here's the deal, guys. Most women do not have legitimate father figures who are actually looking out for them. It's not that easy to find them because a lot of men want to seduce women. But women, do your best to find a legitimate father figure, because only then can you get a husband. The process is you can't find your own husband because it's going to end up a guy seducing you. See, women don't like money and freedom. They actually want to be able to be in their feminine, and that means that they need their lives to be managed. And what do? Women say that they don't want that, but then what do? They give themselves up to bad boys and predatory men who want to control them. Problem is, they're not controlling them out of love. They're controlling them out of, maybe the man has larger privates and they're making the woman addicted to them, or the women are desperate and they don't have any other options because they've already become reprobate and they've already given themselves up to these predatory men. So it's like normal men don't want them because they don't want to be feminine. They don't respect men's authority, that there are good men out there who would actually care about them. And the irony is, people act like, the left likes to act like they're, what's the word they use? They use sex positive, or that they're embracing sexuality. But they're really rejecting it, guys, because all of this ends up being where less and less people can enjoy intimacy with each other, where women are acting really primitive, wanting the quote-unquote alpha men who are really quasi-alpha men. They're not even really having kids. They're pursuing the pleasure of and dominance of trying to dominate women rather than have one wife and have, if they're really alpha, they should be able to have a wife and have 5+ kids with them. But even they're not doing that. So society will destroy itself if we're not careful, guys. Thank you for considering. And remember, guys, if there's one thing that we need to cancel in this cancel culture, it's dating, because it's not loving at all.